20 famous celebrities and their firstborn sons' daughters. Part 1. Like father, like son. Or maybe not. Some children of celebrities follow in their parents' footsteps. Others quietly take a different path, far from the cameras, but just as impressive. The firstborn of one famous actor left Hollywood completely and built a career so unexpected, even longtime fans were stunned. Here's your question. Which actor's child became a millionaire without ever stepping into showbiz? Hit like if you know the answer and type your choice in the comments. If you're not sure, hit dislike and keep watching. You might be surprised by the face behind the fortune. And don't forget to subscribe to The Famous People, because today we're revealing the surprising lives of celebrity firstborns you've probably never heard about until now. John Legend and Luna Simone Stevens. When John Legend became a father on April 14, 2016, his world expanded beyond music charts and Grammy stages. His firstborn, Luna Simone Stevens, arrived in Los Angeles via IVF, a journey both John and wife Chrissy Teigen openly shared to destigmatize fertility struggles. At just 9 years old, Luna has become one of Hollywood's most recognizable celebrity children, not for scandal or controversy, but for her undeniable charm, clever humor, and authentic presence in her family's life. Luna is frequently seen on her parents' verified social media accounts, which together reach over 50 million followers. Whether helping Chrissy in the kitchen, participating in family vacations to Italy and Thailand, or cheering on her father during award shows, Luna plays a natural role in the family narrative, loving, joyful, and curious. She attends a progressive private school in Los Angeles and is reportedly fluent in both English and conversational Spanish. Musically inclined, Luna has been spotted at the piano next to her father, and John has noted she already understands tempo and rhythm better than many adults. But unlike typical stage parents, John and Chrissy have deliberately kept Luna away from commercial endorsements or media contracts, emphasizing her freedom to explore interests without public pressure. In 2023, Luna accompanied her father to the White House state dinner, confidently posing for photos next to world leaders and celebrities. It was a rare public moment that showcased just how poised and self-assured she is becoming. Halle Berry and Nala Ariella Aubrey. Academy Award-winning actress Halle Berry gave birth to her first child, Nala Ariella Aubrey, on March 16, 2008, in Los Angeles. At the time, Halle was 41 and in a high-profile relationship with French-Canadian model Gabrielle Aubry. The birth of Nala marked a major turning point in Halle's personal life, as she transitioned from red carpets and blockbuster sets to early motherhood, often describing it as her most transformative role. Now 17, Nala remains largely out of the public eye by choice and her mother's. While occasional paparazzi photos surface during family outings, Halle has actively worked to shield Nala from intrusive media exposure. In 2013, Berry championed a California law that limits paparazzi harassment of celebrity children, citing her daughter's distress as a major motivator. The law passed, helping establish privacy protections that benefit all celebrity families today. Nala attends a private school in Los Angeles and is said to be deeply passionate about wildlife and environmental conservation. While she has no public social media presence, her mother occasionally shares glimpses, often birthdays or family vacations, always with care and discretion. Despite her parents' split in 2010, Nala enjoys a co-parenting structure and reportedly maintains strong bonds with both sides of her blended family, including Berry's younger son, Maceo. Halle has spoken about raising her children to understand their identity as biracial individuals, encouraging pride in both their African-American and French-Canadian heritage. Dwayne Johnson and Simone Alexandra Johnson. Before becoming a global film sensation, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was already stepping into the biggest role of his life: fatherhood. His first daughter, Simone Alexandra Johnson, was born on August 14, 2001, when Dwayne was 29 and still at the height of his wrestling career with WWE. Her mother, Dani Garcia, was not only Johnson's wife at the time, but also a key figure in his business ventures, later becoming his manager. Now 23 years old, Simone is blazing her own trail. In 2020, she made headlines by signing a contract with WWE, becoming the first fourth-generation wrestler in company history. Her lineage includes great-grandfather Peter Maivia, grandfather Rocky Johnson, and, of course, her iconic father. Simone performs under the ring name Ava Raine and officially debuted on NXT in October 2022, signaling the beginning of a new era in the family's wrestling legacy. Outside the ring, Simone is also known for her intellect and independence. She graduated from NSU University School in Florida and later studied at New York University, majoring in entertainment business. Unlike many celebrity kids, Simone has built her brand steadily, avoiding sensationalism while staying fiercely authentic. Her relationship with her father is grounded in mutual respect. Dwayne frequently praises Simone's determination and drive, once stating, "She's fiercely independent and so smart. I'm in awe of her." Despite a busy schedule, the two remain close, often seen supporting each other's projects publicly. Gordon Ramsay and Megan Ramsay. Known worldwide for his fiery personality and Michelin-starred restaurants, Gordon Ramsay is a culinary force. But at home, he's also a proud dad. His firstborn, Megan Jane Ramsay, was born on May 16, 1998 in England, when Gordon was 31 and already rising in the global food scene. Megan grew up as the eldest of 5 siblings in the Ramsay household, often described by Gordon as the sensible one in the family. Now 27, Megan has chosen a path far from the high-pressure kitchens of her father's world. After completing her studies at Oxford Brookes University in 2019 with a degree in psychology, she opted to stay mostly outside the spotlight, focusing on personal growth and education. She did briefly appear in media coverage alongside her family, including charity runs and family features, but never actively pursued a career in entertainment or food. Though her social media presence is modest, Megan is known among fans for participating in Ramsay family traditions like cooking competitions and holiday travel. In 2013, she ran the London Marathon with her father to raise money for Great Ormond Street Hospital, showing early signs of leadership and compassion. Gordon has spoken publicly about how much he values Megan's independence and discipline. He once shared that he doesn't plan to leave his fortune to his children outright, encouraging them instead to work hard and earn their own way, an ethic Megan clearly embraces. Reese Witherspoon and Ava Philippe. Reese Witherspoon, an Oscar-winning actress and powerhouse producer, welcomed her first child, Ava Elizabeth Philippe, on September 9, 1999, when she was just 23 years old. Reese was married to actor Ryan Philippe at the time, and their daughter quickly became one of Hollywood's most recognizable celebrity children, often dubbed her mother's twin for their striking resemblance. Now 25, Ava is not only the spitting image of Reese, but she's also forging her own identity across fashion, visual arts, and advocacy. A graduate of UC Berkeley, Ava has expressed deep interest in social issues, including gender equality, mental health awareness, and LGBT+ rights. Though she's modeled for brands like Rodart and Draper James, her mother's lifestyle line, Ava has been intentional about stepping outside the shadow of her famous parents. Unlike many celebrity offspring, Ava maintains a carefully balanced public presence. She's active on Instagram, but keeps her private life largely under wraps. When asked if she planned to pursue acting, Ava once replied, "I'm figuring out what path feels right to me," emphasizing her desire for autonomy rather than expectation. Reese, now 49, has praised her daughter's maturity and empathy, often referring to her as a wise soul beyond her years. In interviews, she's shared that raising Ava so young made her more determined, focused, and passionate about creating a strong foundation, not only for her daughter, but for herself. Gwen Stefani and Kingston Rossdale. Gwen Stefani, the voice behind No Doubt's ska punk revolution and later a pop fashion icon, became a mother for the first time on May 26, 2006. Her firstborn, Kingston James McGregor Rossdale, arrived when Gwen was 36 and married to British rocker Gavin Rossdale. From day one, Kingston stood out, not just for his famous genes, but for his bold personality and unique sense of style. Now 19, Kingston has grown up in a household filled with music, art, and fame. His early years were marked by red carpet appearances in tiny blazers, mohawks, and even miniature versions of his mom's fashion looks. He quickly became a media favorite, often photographed with his parents during their high-profile outings in Los Angeles and London. Despite growing up in the spotlight, Kingston is beginning to carve his own identity. In 2023, he released his debut single, Blue, showcasing a melodic, indie-influenced sound that nods to both of his parents' musical roots. While the track didn't chart commercially, it drew attention for its introspective lyrics and mature composition, surprising many who still saw him as the cool kid from the tabloids. Kingston's relationship with his mother remains strong, even as Gwen balances her career and her marriage to country star Blake Shelton. Gwen has often described Kingston as her rock during her divorce and career transitions, crediting him with helping her stay grounded. He's also reportedly a protective older brother to his two younger siblings, Zuma and Apollo. Julia Roberts and Hazel Motor. America's sweetheart Julia Roberts gave birth to her first daughter, Hazel Patricia Motor, on November 28, 2004, in Los Angeles. Hazel is one half of the fraternal twins she shares with husband and cinematographer Daniel Motter. Though Julia is one of Hollywood's most bankable and beloved stars, she and Daniel have gone to great lengths to raise their children, including Hazel, away from the glare of public life. Now 20 years old, Hazel remains remarkably private, especially compared to many celebrity kids her age. She grew up in New Mexico, far from the LA spotlight, and attended school with limited media access. Despite her mother's fame, Hazel wasn't raised in a world of premieres and press junkets. Instead, Julia focused on creating a stable and normal childhood, one filled with books, creativity, and the outdoors. In 2021, Hazel made a rare public appearance at the Cannes Film Festival, walking the red carpet beside her father. The moment stunned fans and media alike, not just for the rarity of her appearance, but for her composure, elegance, and effortless resemblance to her mother. It sparked speculation about whether Hazel might pursue acting or modeling, though Julia later said her daughter was simply supporting her dad at the time. Hazel is currently studying at college, though her field of interest has not been publicly confirmed. She's known to have a passion for literature and photography, and reportedly has no interest in joining social media, a rarity for her generation. Adele and Angelo Adkins. Global music powerhouse, Adele welcomed her only child, Angelo James Adkins, on October 19, 2012, in London. Born to Adele and her then-partner, charity executive Simon Konecki, Angelo's arrival marked a life shift for the Grammy-winning singer. Adele took a multi-year hiatus from touring and media to focus on motherhood, describing it as the most important role she's ever played. Now 12 years old, Angelo remains largely out of the public eye by design. Adele has been fiercely protective of his privacy, even taking legal action in 2014 against a paparazzi agency for unauthorized photos of him as a toddler, a case she won. This move set a precedent in the UK for how celebrity children's privacy should be handled, reinforcing Adele's commitment to shielding her son from the spotlight. Despite being raised by one of the most recognizable voices in the world, Angelo leads a normal childhood. He attends school in London and splits time between his parents, who maintain a respectful co-parenting relationship after their quiet divorce finalized in 2021. In her 2021 album 30, Adele dedicated several tracks to her experience as a mother navigating divorce. Songs like My Little Love offer glimpses into intimate conversations with Angelo, showcasing the emotional depth of their bond. But she's also made it clear those moments are artistic expressions, not openings into his personal world. Elton John and Zachary Furnish John. For decades, Sir Elton John was known for his flamboyant stage presence, legendary catalog of hits, and larger-than-life persona. But everything changed on December 25, 2010, when he and his husband, Canadian filmmaker and producer David Furnish, welcomed their first child, Zachary Jackson Levon Furnish John, via surrogate. Born in California on Christmas Day, Zachary ushered in a new, deeply personal chapter in Elton's life, one of unconditional love and fatherhood. Now 14 years old, Zachary is being raised far from the stereotypical trappings of celebrity life. Despite being the son of a knighted music legend with over 300 million records sold, Zachary's childhood has been intentionally grounded. Elton and David split their time between homes in Windsor, Los Angeles, and the south of France, providing their sons, Zachary and his younger brother Elijah, with stability, structure, and cultural awareness. Elton has openly said that fatherhood changed everything. "I thought I had a fulfilling life," he remarked in a 2016 interview. But the moment Zachary was born, everything else faded into the background. He credits Zachary with giving him a sense of purpose beyond music and philanthropy. Zachary attends a private school and speaks both English and French. He's known to enjoy soccer, art, and traveling with his family. Despite Elton's fame, neither child has been pushed into show business. In fact, Elton once told Rolling Stone that he would never encourage fame unless his children were passionate and prepared for the scrutiny. Katy Perry and Daisy Dove Bloom. On August 26, 2020, global pop sensation Katy Perry and British actor Orlando Bloom welcomed their first child together, Daisy Dove Bloom, into the world. Born in Santa Barbara, California, Daisy arrived just 2 days before Katy released her sixth studio album, Smile. The timing, symbolic and poetic, marked a dual birth, one of new music and new motherhood. Now 4 years old, Daisy has been raised largely out of the public spotlight. While both parents are globally recognized entertainers, they have made a joint commitment to protect Daisy's privacy during her early years. She has not appeared in any official press photos or social media posts showing her face, part of a growing trend among celebrities to give their children agency over their public image. Behind the scenes, however, Daisy is reportedly full of personality. Katy has described her as funny, determined, and full of light. During interviews, Katy shares glimpses of motherhood, noting how Daisy has changed her perspective and priorities. "I used to be performance first," she said in 2022. "Now I'm mom first, artist second." Daisy is being raised in a bilingual and multicultural household, as Katy and Orlando split their time between California and London. According to Perry, Daisy enjoys music, especially her mom's rehearsals, farm animals, and coloring books. Though she is still very young, her parents have already opened a UNICEF fund in her name, encouraging fans to support global maternal and child health. Celine Dion and Renee Charles Angelil. On January 25, 2001, at a hospital in Florida, Music legend Celine Dion and her late husband and manager René Angelil welcomed their first child, René Charles Angelil, after a long and widely publicized IVF journey. Born after years of fertility treatments, René Charles was more than a child. He was a long prayed-for miracle. Now 24, René Charles has grown into a thoughtful and independent young man. Though raised in the shadows of global fame, his mother having sold over 200 million records worldwide, he's managed to remain grounded. He spent his early years between Canada and Las Vegas, where Celine held her record-breaking residency. Fluent in both English and French, René Charles graduated from a private high school in Nevada and later studied in Montreal. In 2018, he made a quiet entry into the music world under the pseudonym Big Tip, releasing a handful of rap tracks on SoundCloud. While the music sparked media interest, René Charles made it clear that he wanted to find his voice outside of his mother's shadow. Celine supported his creative exploration, but has always emphasized that his happiness comes before fame. Following the death of his father in 2016, René Charles stepped up as a source of emotional support for his mother and younger twin brothers, Nelson and Eddie. At just 15, he delivered a touching eulogy at René's funeral, revealing a level of maturity well beyond his years. Today, René Charles occasionally appears alongside Celine at public events, most notably at the 2024 Grammy Awards, where he escorted her during a rare appearance. While he keeps a relatively low profile, he remains one of the most quietly respected celebrity children of his generation, a young man balancing heritage, humility, and his own ambitions. Robert Downey Jr. and Indio Falconer Downey. Long before he became Iron Man, Robert Downey Jr. was navigating the complex role of fatherhood. On September 7, 1993, at age 28, he welcomed his first child, Indio Falconer Downey, with then-wife Deborah Falconer. Born into a family of Hollywood creatives, Robert's father was an avant-garde filmmaker. Indio's arrival coincided with one of the most turbulent phases of his father's life. Now 31, Indio has charted a life filled with both creative ambition and personal trials. A talented guitarist and singer, he co-founded the rock band The Dose and has written and recorded multiple tracks, earning praise for his musical style influenced by classic rock and alternative grunge. His musical pursuits demonstrate a clear desire to establish his own identity, separate from his father's cinematic legacy. Indio's journey, however, hasn't been without challenges. In 2014, he was arrested for drug possession, an incident that echoed Robert's own well-documented struggles with substance abuse in the late 90s and early 2000s. But instead of judgment, Robert offered support, publicly standing by his son's recovery and later sharing that Indio had sought treatment and was doing well. Today, Indio lives a quieter life, reportedly splitting his time between music and mentorship programs for at-risk youth. While he does not appear often in public with his father, Robert has repeatedly acknowledged how proud he is of Indio's resilience. In 2019, the actor posted a rare photo with Indio, captioning it, "Proud of this kid." Ben Affleck and Violet Affleck. Oscar-winning actor and director Ben Affleck became a father for the first time on December 1, 2005, when his then-wife, actress Jennifer Garner, gave birth to their daughter Violet Ann Affleck. Born in Los Angeles, Violet entered the world under intense media attention, yet was raised in one of Hollywood's most guarded and intentionally private families. Now 19, Violet is known for her intelligence, grace, and composure, traits often associated with both her parents. Ben and Jennifer, despite divorcing in 2018 after 13 years of marriage, have maintained a strong co-parenting partnership. Both have worked diligently to keep their 3 children, especially Violet as the eldest, away from tabloid scrutiny. Violet is fluent in both English and Spanish and is said to be academically driven, having attended elite schools in Los Angeles. In 2022, she was accepted into Harvard's summer pre-college program, sparking speculation about her future in academia. Though she has appeared publicly only a handful of times, often during charity events or family occasions, she made headlines in 2023 for accompanying her father to a state dinner at the White House, where she stood out for her poise and resemblance to her mother. Despite growing up with two famous parents, Violet has not shown interest in acting or media life. Instead, she reportedly enjoys creative writing, volunteering, and student leadership activities. Jennifer Garner has referred to her daughter as a natural leader, while Ben Affleck once called her the best part of every day. Madonna and Lourdes Leon. On October 14, 1996, global pop icon Madonna gave birth to her first child, Lourdes Maria Ciccone Leon, in Los Angeles. Her father, Cuban-born actor and personal trainer Carlos Leon, remained close with Madonna during Lourdes' early years, despite the couple separating shortly after her birth. From the very beginning, Lourdes, affectionately called Lola, was immersed in a world of art, fashion, and fierce independence. Now 28, Lourdes has carved out her own creative path. A graduate of LaGuardia High School of Music and Art, and later the University of Michigan, Lourdes pursued dance and performance as her primary passions. She's modeled for brands like Stella McCartney, Calvin Klein, and Savage X Fenty, and made her runway debut at New York Fashion Week in 2018. Known for her fearless fashion and unapologetic identity, Lourdes has become a rising figure in the alternative modeling world. Madonna has spoken openly about how she raised Lourdes to be self-sufficient. In a 2019 interview, she revealed that Lourdes paid her own college tuition and has never relied on trust funds. "She's incredibly talented," Madonna said, "but she's also hardworking and not interested in handouts." Lourdes has also ventured into music under the moniker Lola Hall, releasing experimental tracks that reflect her avant-garde style. Though her music remains niche, critics have praised her for forging an original sound that separates her from her mother's pop legacy. Will Smith and Trey Smith. Before the Fresh Prince became a global superstar, Will Smith stepped into a role far more personal: fatherhood. On November 11, 1992, he welcomed his firstborn, Willard Carroll Trey Smith III, with then-wife Cherie Zampino. At just 24, Will Smith was a rising star balancing newfound fame with the responsibilities of young parenthood. Now 32, Trey has built a life that is both connected to and independent from his father's celebrity orbit. While his half-siblings Jaden and Willow Smith have pursued high-profile creative careers, Trey has opted for a quieter path. A graduate of Oaks Christian School in California, he's worked as a DJ under the name Ace Nation, performing at upscale events and maintaining a strong passion for music production and technology. Trey also made occasional acting appearances in the early 2000s and appeared in his father's 1998 music video for Just the Two of Us, a tribute to their evolving relationship. Will later revealed that his bond with Trey took years to rebuild following his divorce from Cherie, admitting, "We struggled for years after my divorce, but he came back, and I'm proud of the man he's become." Despite being less publicly visible than his siblings, Trey is admired for his maturity, discretion, and loyalty to family. He shares close relationships with both of his parents and is often seen in family gatherings, red carpets, and travel moments shared on social media, though always with a low-key demeanor. Channing Tatum and Everly Tatum. Hollywood heartthrob, Channing Tatum, known for his breakout role in Step Up and later box office hits like Magic Mike and 21 Jump Street, entered a new chapter of life on May 31, 2013, when he became a father. His daughter, Everly Elizabeth Maisel Tatum, was born in London to Channing and his then-wife, actress Jenna Dewan, whom he met on the set of Step Up in 2006. Now 12 years old, Everly, often called Evie by family, has grown up largely out of the spotlight, thanks to deliberate efforts by both parents to give her a normal upbringing. Despite her famous lineage, Everly attends school in Los Angeles and participates in activities like gymnastics, dance, and horseback riding. Following Channing and Jenna's amicable separation in 2018, both have embraced co-parenting, often sharing parenting duties equally and supporting one another's time with Everly. Channing has spoken openly about how fatherhood changed him. In his 2021 children's book, The One and Only Sparkella, inspired by his experiences with Everly, he wrote, "I wanted her to see that dads can be vulnerable, silly, and magical." Channing keeps Everly off his social media, but occasionally shares anecdotes about their adventures, like father-daughter spa nights or dressing up as unicorns. He said that becoming a girl dad has taught him how to slow down, listen more deeply, and embrace playfulness. Kate Winslet and Mia Honey Threepleton. Oscar-winning actress Kate Winslet, famed for her roles in Titanic, The Reader, and Mare of Easttown, welcomed her first child, Mia Honey Threepleton, on October 12, 2000. Mia's father is director Jim Threepleton, whom Kate was briefly married to between 1998 and 2001. Born in London, Mia entered a life surrounded by film, but raised far from Hollywood's high-beam glare. Now 24, Mia is beginning to build a name for herself in the film industry, not as Kate Winslet's daughter, but as Mia Threepleton, a young actress with grit and grace. In 2020, she starred in the independent drama Shadows, filmed in Italy. Notably, the project was cast before the production team knew of her famous parentage. Critics praised her subtle, haunting performance, and Kate herself has expressed admiration for Mia's dedication to craft. Unlike many celebrity offspring, Mia did not grow up in Los Angeles, but in the English countryside. She was educated privately and kept out of the public eye throughout childhood. Kate has often mentioned that Mia showed a love for storytelling and performance from a young age, but chose to pursue acting quietly, on her own terms. In 2022, the mother-daughter duo appeared together on screen for the first time in the Channel 4 drama I Am Ruth, where they played mother and daughter in a powerful story about social media and mental health. The episode received critical acclaim and marked a meaningful milestone in their relationship, both personal and professional. Beyoncé and Blue Ivy Carter. On January 7, 2012, the world paused when music royalty Beyoncé and rapper business mogul Jay-Z welcomed their first child, Blue Ivy Carter, at Lenox Hill Hospital in New York City. Born into extraordinary fame, Blue Ivy immediately became one of the most talked-about celebrity children in history. Her birth even inspired Jay-Z's emotional track, Glory, which featured Blue's actual cries, making her the youngest person ever credited on a Billboard charting song at just days old. Now 13, Blue Ivy is no longer just a famous daughter. She's a rising icon in her own right. In 2020, she earned a BET Award and a Grammy for her vocal contribution to Beyoncé's Brown Skin Girl, becoming the second youngest Grammy winner in history. Her confidence, grace, and poise on camera suggest a natural comfort with performance and public presence. Blue often accompanies her parents to major events, including the MTV VMAs, NBA All-Star Games, and the 2024 Grammy Awards. In 2023, she performed alongside Beyoncé during the Renaissance World Tour, showcasing choreography, timing, and stage presence that stunned audiences, and proved she's not just riding her parents' fame. Despite her growing public profile, Beyoncé and Jay-Z have taken careful steps to balance exposure with protection. Blue attends a private school in Los Angeles and is being raised with an emphasis on education, culture, and self-expression. Mark Wahlberg and Ella Ray Wahlberg. Actor and producer Mark Wahlberg, known for his roles in The Fighter, Ted, and The Departed, became a father for the first time on September 2, 2003, when his longtime partner, now wife, Rhea Durham, gave birth to Ella Ray Wahlberg. Born in Los Angeles, Ella was the first of 4 children and quickly became the center of Mark's world. Now 21, Ella Ray lives a relatively private life, despite being the daughter of one of Hollywood's most recognizable names. Raised between LA and later Nevada, where the Wahlberg family relocated in 2022 for a quieter lifestyle, Ella has focused on education, family, and spirituality. Mark, a devout Catholic, has emphasized the importance of values and discipline in raising his children, and Ella has often been described as the responsible and grounded one in the family. Ella graduated from high school in 2021 and has expressed interest in fashion and creative arts. She's been spotted at several public events, including the Father Stu premiere in 2022, where she accompanied her dad with effortless elegance and maturity. On social media, she keeps a low profile but occasionally appears in family posts, often during birthdays or vacations. Mark has spoken publicly about how becoming a father changed his life. "It gave me real purpose," he told People magazine. He's also admitted to being overprotective of Ella, especially as she began dating. In 2022, he humorously shared on The Ellen Show that meeting her boyfriend was a big moment for him. Every story here reminds us that behind every famous face is a family, and behind every firstborn is a future unfolding. Did any of these surprise you, or did we miss someone important? Let us know kindly in the comments. And if you spotted an error, feel free to share. Your feedback helps us grow. Subscribe to The Famous People for more real stories behind the spotlight.